upload every single day until the end of the year. You wanna know why? Because I said this in a community post. I'm gonna be taking a break for the first week of January. So you guys are gonna be fed before the year's out because I want to go out with a bang, y'all, okay? We're going out with a bang this year. So yeah, in the last few days, I think you guys are gonna get like a whole bunch of like compilations of like all the TBRs that's here, all the rap that's here, all the reading vlogs, that kind of stuff. Because yeah. So let's just get into this. So I heard you clicked on this video because you want to get into reading. I'm so proud of you. First of all, we're gonna start right there because reading takes a lot of attention, it takes a lot of effort, and you just need to put a lot of focus into it. So I'm proud that you even want to pick up a book. So let's just start with that. So let's just go ahead and get into this. So I have a large amount of books here that I want to show you guys and just recommend to you guys if you want to get into reading, because these books, they were really good. I'm just gonna say that for like, just to start us off, these books were extremely good. So I'm gonna recommend, well, not all of them were extremely good in my opinion. Some of them were just like, oh, I predicted the ending so I didn't like it. But I feel like if you're just getting into reading, you won't predict the ending, so you might like it more than I did. Okay, so the first book we have here is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I rated this one 4 stars. No, 5 stars. This book made me cry for like a good 5 minutes. Not even gonna lie to you, this book made me cry. I was bawling my eyes out. I was texting my friend because my friend and I were buddy reading this book, and she was the one who picked this book on that month, and I was just like, why would you do this to me? Why would you pick this book? Why would you do this? Why would you make me cry? I've not cried over a book in years. And that just started a chain reaction where I started crying at books that didn't even, like, some of them did deserve tears, but then others were like, they don't deserve tears, but I was just crying to be crying over books. Next up we have Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and 𝙎𝙤𝙘𝙀 Vivian. This one I thought I was not gonna like because I usually don't like a lot of what Jenny Han writes because of the way that she writes. She writes it like extremely over-explanatory and like as if you're a little kid or trying to read a book and they have to keep repeating the same names over and over again. But this one was not that. This one was actually way better, and it was actually a really crazy ride. I think I rated this one like either 4 or 5 stars because it was crazy. The ending caught me off guard. It was much more darker than anything that Jenny Han usually associates herself with in, you know, books and stuff. So I was you know, pleasantly surprised with this book. I did not think I was going to like this book, and I was fully expecting to want to DNF this book, want to throw it away, want to just like not enjoy it in general, but that was actually the complete opposite. I actually love this book so much. So this is definitely something you should check out. It's a good read. So yeah, I was gonna read you guys a synopsis, but you know, I've read the synopsis so many times, but I didn't read the Eleanor and Park synopsis. I'll do it in the next deck. I'll read the synopsis in the next deck because yeah. Next up we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is another book that caught my tears, but the book that comes after this, which is a novella, which is called Powerful, actually I was crying over that one for like a good 30 minutes, and this one was like a good 10-minute cry. But then the novella that comes after this definitely had me crying for a good, I want to say like 30 minutes, because girl, let me just tell you, first of all, this was so emotional. The end of it specifically was emotional. And I love this book, as you can tell, because I annotated the heck out of it, as you can see. But this book, top notch, top tier, chef's kiss, the entire thing. Now I do have like a few people that have read it that I've talked to that don't like this book because they just don't like Kai. They like Kit better. I hate Kit with a burning passion, and you can see why in the second, like the actual second book, which is Reckless. And we read this one as a book club read for I don't even remember what month it was, but that's because Fearless comes out in April, and I really want to read this series with you guys so that way we can read the Fearless together, so we can read the Fearless, so we can read Fearless together, you guys, because that's definitely something that I want to read. I want to check that out because Reckless, I ended on a crazy cliffhanger. I just really hope that she doesn't pull an Alex Astor and turn this trilogy into a full series. But I don't think she will, because I feel this is going to wrap it up for us, okay? Unless it does like a spin-off series with different characters, I'd like that. But like, I don't know if I could see this series continuing. But yeah, this book was amazing. I loved it so much. I actually have an entire reading vlog on my channel where I read this book, and you guys can hear my feelings and opinions and thoughts on it as you go. I just want to warn you that all my reading vlogs do have spoilers, so beware if you watch it when you're reading. Next is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. I'm going to read the synopsis for the next few books now. This one I rated 2-3 stars, and I think it was only because I predicted the ending. I don't like predicting endings, you guys, but a lot of people didn't predict this ending. A lot of people love this book because they couldn't predict the ending. I did predict the ending though, so I feel like maybe if you're getting into books, you might not be able to predict the ending unless you're just like really good at spotting context clues and all this other stuff. But this one, it kind of was like a plot twist out of nowhere, but I still predicted it because there weren't any context clues. I just knew that was the ending. But The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose, I love this cover though. Not even lying, I love this cover. Okay. Sarah Morgan is a successful and powerful defense attorney in Washington, D.C. As a named partner at her firm, life is going exactly how she planned. The same cannot be said for her husband, Adam. He's a struggling writer who has a little success in his career, and he tires of his and Sarah's relationship as she is constantly working. Out in the secluded woods at a couple's lake house, Adam engages in a passionate affair with Kelly Summers. But one morning, everything changes. Kelly is found brutally stabbed to death, and now Sarah must take on her hardest case yet, defending her own husband, a man accused of murdering his mistress. Okay. So, yeah. Next we have, this is more of a summer book if you guys are looking for something to read in the summer or the spring. Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. This book was really good. I'm gonna start there. The second book, not so much. I think it was more of a filler book, but yeah. Love and Gelato was so good. It's actually turned into a movie, but beware that the movie and the book are two completely different things. Like, the movie is like this kind of the same concept, but a lot of things have changed in the movie, which kind of made me like upset, but it's okay, guys, it's okay. So Love and Gelato, it's about this girl who goes to visit her dad in, I want to say, like, Italy. And she goes to visit her dad in Italy, and she finds out all these things about her mom and her mom's past, and then she meets love. And she finds love. What do you mean meets love? Okay. I made the wrong choice. Lena is spending the summer in Tuscany, but she isn't in the mood for Italy's famous sunshine and fairy tale landscape. She's only there because it was her mother's dying wish that she get to know her father. But what kind of father isn't around for 16 years? All Lena wants to do is go back home. But then she's given a journal that her mom had kept when she lived in Italy. Suddenly, Lena's uncovering a magical world of secret romances, art, and hidden bakeries. A world that inspires her, along with the ever so charming Ren, to follow in her mother's footsteps and unearth a secret that has been kept for far too long. It's a secret that will change everything Lena knows about her mother, her father, and even herself. People come to Italy for love and gelato, someone tells her, but sometimes they discover much more. I like this book a lot. Also, I want to say, like, I'm sorry if it sounds like my nose is stuffy, y'all. It is winter, and that means that my nose is stuffed. I want to have more energy, but, like, I can barely breathe through my nose, so yeah. The next one is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This one was actually so good, so cute. I annotated it. You guys can see that I have read this copy a few times based on how the book looks. We have creases and everything, and like the back is like so bad, and then it's like the stuff up here, but I don't mind it. It's like, period. I reread this book once. I read this book twice. I read this book twice, so yeah. When a fake relationship between scientists meets the irresistible force of attraction, it throws one woman's carefully calculated theories on love into chaos. As a third-year PhD candidate, Olive Smith does not believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend does, and that's what got her into the situation. Convincing Anne that Olive is dating and well on her way to a happily ever after, she was always going to take more than the hand-waved Jedi mind tricks. Scientists require proof. So like any respecting biologist, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. I am starving, guys. What the heck? The man is none other than Adam Carson, a young hotshot professor and a well-known, which is why Olive is positively floored when a Stanford's reigning lab tyrant agrees to keep her charade a secret and be her fake boyfriend. And when a big science conference goes haywire, putting Olive's career on Bunsen burner. I can never read. I don't like reading out loud. It's embarrassing to me. I just stutter a lot. I can read in my head, y'all, I swear. I just cannot read out loud. Adam surprises her again with the unyielding support and even more unyielding six-pack abs. Suddenly, their little experiment feels dangerously close to combustion, and Olive discovers that the only thing more complicated than a hypothesis on love is putting her own heart under the microscope. I kept losing my place with reading. But yeah, that book was extremely cute. I loved it so much. It was amazing. I'm just gonna start there. I don't really know what else to like say about it. It was really good. It was self-explanatory. It was cute. It was fun. The chapters, I will say, are long though, but it's actually a really quick read, okay? So yeah. The next one is The Obsession, Boy Meets Girl, Boy Stalks Girl, Girl Gets Revenge by 𝙤𝙤𝙘𝙞𝙀𝙀𝙀. This one, it was mid. Okay, I just didn't like how it ended, but this is actually a really popular thriller book. A lot of people love it, so maybe you will too. I gave it like 3 stars because I was just like, I didn't like how it ended, but the other stuff was good. A classic sort of love story, except someone might wind up dead. Logan thinks he and Delilah are meant to be. Delilah doesn't know who Logan is. Logan believes no one knows Delilah like he does. He makes sure of it by learning everything he can, watching her through a hidden camera. Some might call him a stalker, but Logan prefers to be called romantic. Delilah is keeping secrets, though, deadly ones. There's so much more to her than that meets the eye. Logan is determined to make Delilah the heroine in his twisted fantasy, and he'll do anything to get what he wants. Delilah is done with men in her life controlling her. If Logan won't let her go, she'll make him. Okay, I like this. Like, the synopsis is so good, but I feel like it's misleading because she does know who Logan is. They hang out. It's like, you know, all this and all that and whatnot. But ta-da! Yeah. Next up is Lightlark by Alex Astor. I know this book is controversial. People are saying it's trash and it's a copy of other books, and a lot of people say it's good and it's an amazing fantasy book and they love it. I personally was part of the left side. I love this book so much. It was so cute. I rated this one like 4 stars, and yeah. Now, I did not know that Powerless came out after this one, which is kind of like, I was like, this is kind of like Powerless, but as you get further into the book, if you read Powerless before this, like I did, the first couple chapters will seem like Powerless. Or if you read the first couple chapters of Powerless, the first couple chapters of Powerless will seem like Lightlark. But they are 2 separate, different books. They have different objectives, okay? There are different objectives. Powerless is more like, oh yeah, everybody dies. And then Lightlark, it's one person has to die, but you have to figure out which. And you have to go through different trials to figure out who is going to end up dead, okay? So trust me, trust the process. Both of these were amazing. You just have to trust the process on these books, y'all. Welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler must die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, betray, even as love complicates everything. Okay, I like that one a lot. That book was good, girl. I'm telling you, I liked it a lot. Amazing book. Definitely a really quick read. I read that one in like a day or 2. The next one is In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. I rated this one 4 stars. It took me 3 months to read. Now wait, before you're like, Maddie, it took you 3 months to read? 4 stars though, guys. Okay, so I actually started this book when I was first getting into reading, right? I started this book when I first got into reading. And the words were tiny and the chapters looked long. But the chapters weren't actually that long. It was just my mind playing tricks for me. The words would look tiny. They don't look as small now because I'm like used to this. But when I first started reading, these were like tiny words and I did not want to read this book, okay? So it's kind of like for a long minute, I actually forgot this book existed. And I actually almost gave it away, but I was like, wait, I'm gonna read the first few chapters like 3 months after I had picked it up. No, 4 months after I had picked it up. And I was like, I'm gonna read the first few chapters. Well, I'm gonna pick up where I left off and just read those chapters, and then I'm going to continue this book. And I ended up loving it. I loved where it was going, and I ended up finishing the book in like a week, and it was amazing. So technically it did take me 4 months because I started the book like 4 months before I finished it, but it's only because I was a new reader. I didn't know that, you know, tiny words were the norm back then. So yeah, but it was a really good book. Oh wait, I forgot to see the back. One jealous-headed bride who didn't see it coming, one single dad who didn't sign up for this, wanting her to get married or lose the family farm. So it was a pinch of precious niece who guys, I can't do this. My head hurts. Who aspires to be a pirate. Okay, why are we talking about animals? When 𝙤𝙤𝙘𝙀𝙀𝙀's step-grandmother died, she left 𝙎𝙤𝙘𝙀𝙀 a tulip farm under 2 conditions. First, 𝙎𝙤 has to move home to a small town of Friendship, Rhode Island. Second, and most problematic since her fiancé just called off their wedding, 𝙎𝙤 must be married within 1 year. Marriage is the last thing in the world 𝙎𝙤 wants, but she'll do anything to save the only real home she's ever known. Noah Barden loved 𝙎𝙤𝙀 back in high school. Not that he ever told her. He was too shy, too awkward, too painfully uncool to ask out the beautiful, popular girl. A lifetime later, Noah is a single dad to his niece and has his hands full running the family business. That old crush is the farthest thing from his mind until 𝙎𝙤 returns to their hometown and turns his life upside down. What did I say? What did I say? It was good. It was good, y'all. I'm telling you guys never want to listen to me. You guys never want to listen to me. The next one is If You Had Been With Me by Lauren Allen. Tears. I finished this book at like 1 a.m. in the morning because I didn't want to put it down, right? And I ended up in tears. So when you first start the book, it actually tells you the ending, but after a while, you get to like chapter 29 and you kind of forget what happens at the beginning. You get all the way to the ending and then you're in tears. And you're crying and you're on the ground and you're sobbing and you're wishing that you go back in time, that things could change, and they just won't. I will say that this one is like really simple writing, kind of like Jenny Han's, but it's not over-explanatory. It's more like really bland, straightforward writing, but it also gets you to the point quicker, and the chapters are extremely short. So I will say that I did not mind it after a while. At first I was just kind of like but after I got to, like, a few chapters later, I was like, okay, I can rock with this, and like things are moving fast, it's fast-paced, you know, all this good stuff. I think I can, you know, work with this. So yes, If You Had Been With Me by Lauren Allen. If you had been with me, everything would have been different. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but something changed, or they changed. Now, they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn has her boyfriend Jamie and her close-knit group of friends. Finn has become that boy at school, the one everyone wants to be around. That still doesn't stop the way Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths, and the growing nagging thought that maybe things could have been different. Maybe they should be together. And as time passes, Autumn realizes she might not get another chance to make things right before it's too late. Read it. I actually have the special edition of this book. That's how much I like this book. I'm going to show you guys a special edition just because I have a special edition of a lot of books that I'm showing you guys, but If You Have Been With Me, I have the special edition because I love this one so much. I originally wasn't going to get it, but then I was like, I love this book so much, so I got it. So I'm going to show you guys. If You Have Been With Me, collector's edition, which is the Amazon one. You guys can actually get this one on Amazon. It's not, you know, too hard to get. Look, it's gorgeous. It still has a lollipop that are on the original cover. So see, it's gorgeous, and there's sprayed edges as well with words and everything. Sprayed edges, end papers, and then there's even a Q&A in this one, so that's really cool. And it has one of these built-in bookmarks, but I'm not gonna ever use that because I'm not gonna read it. But yeah, next up we have The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. What am I saying? Alex Michaelides. I said Michaelides. What is that? This one was crazy. The plot twist. This was a fast start read for me. I'm just gonna start off by saying that the plot twist had me jaw drop. My jaw was on the ground. I was like, what is happening? What are we talking about? What I don't even know what book I'm reading anymore, because this is crazy. It took a crazy turn of events at a random moment, and I loved it so much. So appreciative for that random turn of events, because I enjoyed this book to its core. Okay, I enjoyed this book to its core. There is like, I don't even know what to say about this. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that, like, I don't know what you would want me to say, because girl, this was a ride. I read this book in a week. I was buddy-reading this book, which is actually why it took me so long. I believe I could have read it faster, but we tried to do it so, you know, it could fit both of our schedules. But we read like a few chapters each and every day, so it took me about a week to finish this one because I read it with someone else. But this one was so good, so good. I actually picked this one up at Barnes & Noble back in the summer of this year, and I was just like, people always talking about it, but every time I listen to book talk, it never turns out correctly for me. I didn't like Icebreaker. I didn't like One of Us is Lying. What was another book that I did not like because of book talk? The Summer I Turned Pretty. Do All the Boys I Loved Before. I was like, I didn't like Harry Potter either. I was like, every single time I listen to book talk, I end up hating the books that they recommend. But something about this, I was just like, I'm gonna try it. It's gonna be my last attempt, last try. And I tried it. And I loved it. Long story short, okay? Loved it. 𝙤𝙤 Barrison's life is seemingly perfect until one night when her husband Gabriel returns home late from work, and Alicia shoots him 5 times in the face and then never speaks another word. Alicia's refusal to talk or give any kind of explanation turns a domestic tragedy into a mystery that captures the public imagination. And she, the silent patient, is hidden away from the tabloids at the Grove, a secure psychiatric unit in North London. Criminal psychotherapist Theo Faber is captivated by Alicia's story and jumps at the opportunity to work with her. His determination to get her to talk and unravel the mystery of why she shot her husband will take him down a path more unexpected and more terrifying than he ever imagined. It was a good book. I will never accept criticism on this book. I can do criticism on Powerless. I can do criticism on 𝙤𝙤 books. But that one was crazy, okay? That one was just, that blew me out the park, okay? The next one is The Inheritance Games. I rated this one like 3-4 stars. This one's by Jonathan Lynn Barnes. I forgot to say the author's name. The cover is gorgeous though. Like, let's take a minute to admire the cover. Sorry, I was admiring the cover. But this book, I liked it, but there were some scenes that were like unnecessary, okay? Like the side plot of romance was a little too heavy because I'm trying to figure out the mystery and we're in the bathroom smooching. Guys, we're solving a mystery right now. We're trying to figure out why you're here and why you have money. And you're over here. Okay, I'm gonna back off. Because at this point it's none of my business. It is really none of my business, okay? So, yeah. Secret passages, elaborate riddles, billions at stake. Avery Grimes has a plan for a better future. Surviving high school, win a scholarship, and get out. But her luck changes in an instant when a billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies and leaves her virtually his entire fortune. The only catch? Avery must move into a sprawling mansion full of secret passages, riddles, and codes. Unfortunately for Avery, Hawthorne House is also occupied by the family that was just disinherited. This includes the 4 Hawthorne grandsons, dangerous, magnetic boys who grew up with every expectation that one day they would inherit billions. Heir apparent Grayson is convinced that Avery is a con woman, and he's determined to take her down. But his brother Jameson views her as their grandfather's last hurrah, a twisted riddle, a puzzle to be solved, caught in a world of wealth and privilege, with danger around every turn. Avery will have to play the game herself just to survive. I never said the book was bad, though. I never said the book was bad, okay? I was hooked from the start. I will say that. Next up is a really short one. And a lot of you guys have probably watched the movie before you read the book because you probably didn't even know it was a book. And this one is Coraline by Neil Gaiman. This is way different than the movie. I don't think I would say scarier than the movie, though. I would definitely say that the movie is like way more terrifying than this book. But this book was good, and it had its features of fear, but not particularly scary per se. So I mean, what is there to really say about this book? There's a lot of differences between the movie and the book, so definitely if you've already watched the movie, definitely read the book because there are a lot of differences. You're going to be surprised with how much you figure out is like different in the book versus in the movie. Trust me, I was like, wait, this was not in the movie, or like this was not in the book. So yeah, definitely if you have the chance to, if you've never watched Coraline before, read before you watch. It's a wild ride. Wild ride. The next is The Reality of It All by Alison Specka. Oh wait, synopsis. Guys, I forgot. Sorry. When Coraline steps through a door to find another house strangely similar to her own, only better, things seem marvelous. But there's another mother there, another father, and they want her to stay and be their little girl. They want to change her and never let her go. Coraline will have to fight with all her wits and courage if she is to save herself and return to her ordinary life. Short, but it explains a lot. Back to what I was saying, The Reality of It All by Alison Specka. This one was good. It's kind of like, I don't really know how to explain this book per se. It's more just like, oh yeah, like we have a reality TV show, and it's like forced proximity and, you know, lovers and, you know, cute romance and bad boy and good girl, or bad boy and shy girl specifically, dare I say. So yeah, The Reality of It All. Rising author Kala is struggling to move on after a tragic event completely destroyed her world. Her sister, desperate to help, convinced her to sign up for a reality TV show, the next great American classic. But upon arrival, Kala's expectations are upended. The show isn't about writing at all. It's about finding love. How is she supposed to get through this when she can't sleep at night after what happened? And then there's Eli, a washed-up actor with a notoriously bad reputation. His charm is undeniable. Why do I sound sick? I'm not sick, guys, I swear. His charm is undeniable, and although Kala senses trouble, she can't help but let her guard down. Each time he opens up or flashes one of his dimpled smiles. Unfortunately for Kala, Eli might just be the perfect candidate to break her already fragile heart. What did I say? I said it was good. And I don't lie. Okay, next up, we're going to enter our little Holly Jackson era real quick, because she has a lot of marvelous books if you're looking to get into a thriller. So we're definitely going to pull out some of her books. So first of all, we have 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. This is a standalone by Holly Jackson. First of all, 8 hours, 6 friends, 5 survive. Reddy Kenny is on a road trip for spring break with 5 friends, her best friend and her older brother, his perfect girlfriend, Reddy's secret crush, and a classmate, and a killer. When their RV breaks down in the middle of nowhere with no cell service, they soon realize that this is no accident. They have been trapped by someone out there in the dark, someone who clearly wants one of them dead. With 8 hours until dawn, the 6 friends must escape or figure out which of them is the target. But is there a liar among them? Buried secrets will be forced to light, and tensions inside the RV will reach deadly levels. Not all of them will survive the night. Crazy book. I will be honest with you, I thought this book was going to be boring because it takes place in an RV. You know, RVs are small spaces. But this book was actually the complete opposite. I was just like, whoa. What did I just read? What did I just lay my eyes on? What is this magnificent book that exists, you know? So yeah, 5 Survive, Holly Jackson. It was amazing. Now, if you don't want to read just a standalone and you want to actually read a thriller series, Holly Jackson has you covered with that as well, because I know I've been giving you guys a lot of thriller standalones because a lot of thrillers don't have series, and some of them do. I have another one, but I haven't read the rest of the series yet, but I'm going to tell you the first book because I love that first book. But this one is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This book was amazing, top tier, top notch. Okay, I loved it so much. I have the special edition. Yeah, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder special edition. It was crazy. Sprayed edges. I will say though, this is like way thicker. So are the words just, oh yeah, the words are larger. That's why I was like, these words, like this book is way bigger and heavier than this one. You see the difference? But yeah, it even has like all this. It's amazing. Ooh, I forgot I broke the spine already. Yeah, I literally was like, this spine is so stiff. I can barely open it to see the pages. It was like this. Couldn't open it, so I literally broke the spine. And I swear, if someone comes at me in the comment section talking about some, you break your spines, girl, it's a book. It's meant to be used. And if I cannot, like, although I'm never gonna read it because it's a special edition, it's there for decoration. I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. And sometimes I do like to go look at it because there's like different things in the book where it's like chapter pages, or sometimes there's added things. How am I ever gonna look through this book to see if there's like anything different if I cannot open the book? I could barely open the book. It was like this. So it's meant to be used. The spine's meant to be broken. So there it shall be. But back to the original point of this. This book was amazing. It was lovely. I loved it so much. Oh, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss, okay? This is the story of an investigation turned obsession. Pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend, 𝙎𝙤𝙨, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about, and 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now a senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project. At first, just to cast doubt on the original investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove 𝙎innocent, and the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. Mwah, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Okay, I love that book so much. It was amazing. I'm not trying to like over exaggerate. That book was great. Okay. That book was great. Okay. Next up, Go Back Blood. I don't even know. Can I even say like the synopsis? Yeah, I can. Because synopsis don't give anything away. Pip is not a detective anymore. With the help of 𝑓 she released a true crime podcast about the murder case they solved last year. But when someone she knows goes missing and the police won't do anything, Pip has no choice but to investigate. After all, Jamie Reynolds disappeared on this very same night the town hosted a memorial 6-year anniversary of the deaths of Andy Bell and 𝙎𝙤𝙨. It's to be more than a coincidence. Pip follows the trail of clues, uncovering more of her town's dark secrets along the way. And this time, everyone is listening. Will she find Jamie before it's too late? I'm just telling you guys, I'm just saying, like, just saying. Now, the last book in the series, and there's also a novella, but I didn't really enjoy the novella that much, so I'm not going to recommend it to you guys. As Good as Dead. It's the last book in the series, okay? Where did I go? Okay, Pip is still haunted by the way her last investigation ended. She's used to online death threats in the wake of her viral true crime podcast. But soon the threats escalate, and Pip realizes that someone is following her in real life. When Pip discovers a connection between her new stalker and a local serial killer, she finds herself in the center of another case. Will her good girl ways die with her, or as the deadly games play out, will Pip risk losing everyone she loves, including herself? Crazy book, y'all. Can't say no more. Next up, we have another one that's in the series, but I haven't finished the series yet, but the first book was amazing. Hashtag Murder Trending by Gretchen McNeil. Kill post repeat, okay? At Dr. Confusion Bebop. Some 17-year-old chick named 𝙎𝙤𝙀 was just sent to Alcatraz 2.0 for killing her stepsister. So, how long do you think she'll last? At Morris Davis 72195. I hope she meets justice. She'll get what's coming to her. Wahaha. At Elton John Forevers. Me? I think Dee's innocent, and I hope she can survive. Welcome to the near future, where good and honest citizens can enjoy watching the executions of society's most infamous convicted felons, streaming live on the Postman app from the suburbanized prison island Alcatraz 2.0. When 17-year-old 𝙎𝙎𝙀 wakes up in a haze lying on the ground of a dimly lit warehouse, she realizes she's about to be the next victim of the app. Knowing hardened criminals are getting a taste of their own medicine in this place is one thing, but Dee refuses to roll over and die for a heinous crime she didn't commit. Can Dee and her newly formed posse, the Death Row Breakfast Club, prove she's innocent before she ends up wrongfully murdered for the world to see? Or will the Postman's cast of executioners kill them off one by one? don't say I didn't say this book was good, because it's amazing. It was amazing. I read this one on vacation. I read this one on vacation. I read most of the book on the plane, and I finished it like a few days after, because when you're on vacation, you're not really reading that much. But most of it I read on the plane, finished it a few days before we left. So yeah. Next up, we have Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. We're going back into our cutesy little romance side, but this one was just really cute. Read this one in about, I would say, a day or two. It's a really quick read. I wouldn't, like, they're kind of long chapters, but they're also not, depending on what you would define as long chapters. And there's a playlist at the back, and we romance lovers love playlists. We love playlists. Liz Buxbaum has always known that Wes Bennett was the boyfriend material, believing that her next-door neighbor would be a prime candidate for her romantic comedy fantasies, but Wes has only proven himself to be a pain in the butt. Ever since they were little, Wes was a little kid who put a frog in her Barbie dream house, the monster who hit a log gnome severed head in her little homemade neighborhood book exchange. Flash forward 10 years from the great gnome decapitation. It's Liz's senior year, and time meant to be rife with milestones perfect for any big screen, and she needs Wes's help. See, Liz's forever's crush, Michael, has just moved back into town, and horribly annoyingly, he's hitting it off with Wes, meaning that if Liz wants Michael to finally notice her and hopefully be her prom date, she needs Wes. He's her in. But as Liz and Wes scheme to get Liz her magical prom moment, she's shocked to discover that she actually likes being around Wes, and as they continue to grow closer, she must re-examine everything she thought she knew about love, and rethink her own perception of what a happily ever after should really look like. This, you probably heard it everywhere, but it's true. This is the book. I was hesitant because, like I said, book talk always be recommending books that are never good. That one was good, to say the least. And the last book we have here was actually, if you watched yesterday's video, you would see what this book is. And go watch that video. It's Percy Jackson and the Olympians. It's Percy Jackson. What can I say? This book was good. Yes, sir, I'm coming. I'm coming. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. There's a show too, just so you're aware. Percy Jackson is about to be kicked out of boarding school again, and that's the least of his troubles. Lately, mythological monsters and the gods of Mount Olympus seem to be walking straight out of the pages of Percy's Greek mythology textbook and into his life. And worse, he's angered a few of them. Zeus's master lightning bolt has been stolen, and Percy is the prime suspect. Now Percy and his friends have just 10 days to find and return Zeus's stolen property and bring peace to a warring Mount Olympus. But to succeed in this quest, Percy will have to do more than catch the true thief. He must come to terms with the father who abandoned him, solve the riddles of Oracle, which warns him of betrayal by a friend, and unravel a treachery more powerful than the gods themselves. Whether you're new to Percy or a longtime fan, this is a tie-in edition and must have it for your library. I don't even know what to say about this one. The synopsis explains it. It was amazing. Don't say I didn't warn you. But that's all for today's video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and make sure you guys have an FMS video. I have a reading vlog on Percy Jackson if you guys want to go read it. I also have a reading vlog. I also have a reading vlog on Light Lark, and I also have a reading vlog on Powerless, so you guys can see my reactions and reviews on these books as they come out and as you read these, so you guys can actually see. But all my book videos have spoilers, so make sure you just go into those after you read them, because they do have spoilers. They're not spoiler free. Okay, so that's it. Make sure you join Fable Book Club because we have some good picks on the board for the month of January. Make sure you guys join the Discord server so that way, because I interact with you guys a lot up there. And make sure that you share this video with someone who wants to get into reading. Comment down below what book that I showed here is probably the book that you're most excited to read. And if you read any of these, tell me what your opinions on these were. That's all for today. Kisses. And goodbye.